Hello everyone, my name is Mohammed. Welcome to a new video. Today we will learn about spaces, roles and users. As you may know, different teams can use Elastic Stack for different reasons. We have security teams can use a SIEM, and the DevOps and software engineers can use observability, and so on and so forth. For that we have, or for this reason, we have a spaces. Let's say spaces is a way how we organize our content, including dashboard, visualizations, indices, detections, alerts, and so on and so forth in manifold categories. So by default, when you create your or when you click here on the spaces, by default we have one space. And if we go all the way here to management and we come all the way down to Kibana, and we will see the spaces here. We have by default one space. If we want to create a new space, we can hit here and we give a name, security team, and we give a description for the space. This space is dedicated to security team, and yeah, and the feature here, like once you create or when you want to create the space, you want also to make sure what kind of features or the different applications in Kibana that this space will have access to. So we know this is security, so we know the security team, they don't need enterprise search, and let's say also they don't need observability, and they indeed need access to analytics, but also we can see exactly what they can have access. So let's say they need just discover and dashboard, and we will disable the rest. So let's disable it now. All right, so it's like this, and we create our space. So this is the second space. Let's create the second space, and let's call it DevOps team. This space is dedicated to DevOps team, and here is the same. Let's give access only for dashboard and discover, and we disable all the rest. Okay, also we'll disable enterprise search, and we disable security, and we keep the observability. All right, so we create. So now we have two new spaces, and here is description, or the description and the features, like how many features they have access from, all the features that we have. So now if we want to test or to see what we have in security space and the DevOps space, we can come here, and voila, we have two other spaces. Let's select the first one, which is DevOps. So now we should have only two applications, which is observability and analytics. So if we click here, we will have analytics, and we will have analytics, and we will have observability. And if you may notice, we did not give all the access for analytics. We give only two features, which is discover and the dashboard. And also, and for the observability, we keep all the features here. The same with security. We give two applications. We give analytics and security. For the security we give everything, and for analytics we give only two, which is discover and analytics. So as you may notice, since Kibana it's a space aware, mean when you create a new space, by default it will be empty. And let's go back to default one, and we have already some content here. We have dashboard. So as you can see here, we have 3 dashboards, and recently, if you remember, or if you go back to the last video, we create a dashboard. So if we want, for example, to share this dashboard from the default space with the DevOps and with the security, we can do this. We can come, or we can go to management, and we have a saved object. All right, we can go and search for dashboard. We have dashboard. This is our dashboard. So if we want to share this dashboard with the other 2 spaces, let's just confirm that we don't have anything here. So if we go, or if we change the space and we go to dashboard, it's empty. So let's return back to the default. 1 second, and let's go all the way back to management and go all the way to saved object. In the saved object, you will find here your visualization and the dashboard. You can search by tag, or also by type. Let's go to dashboard. So dashboard. So here, if we click here on action, we have copy to space. So we have this way, we can copy it directly to the space that we want, or we can export it from here and import it. We can export, we can select, it will export it as nd.json. We can export it, as you can see, it's nd.json file. We can export it and import it in the other space, or we can automatically come here and select a copy to space, and we will have this thing to choose. So now we want to copy it in both in security and in the DevOps. So click copy to, wait for a second. So now it's done. Copy it, finish. So now let's go to a DevOps team space and see if we can see our dashboard or not. So we go to dashboards. Here we go. We have our dashboard here. Let's check. Let's wait a second to, yeah. So we have our dashboard here. It's the same. So you can just change the, let's go with the last 7 days. Here we go. The same thing. Let's double check with the security team space. So you click here on the menu, you click on the dashboards, and here we go. We have our dashboard. It's here. Let's change the time range. Let's go for the last 7 days, and here we go. You have your dashboard is here with all the content and all the data. All right. So this is the first thing. The second, we want to let's say we have different users in security, and we have also different engineers in the DevOps teams, and these engineers have different roles, right? So they have, and we have something, we call it the principle of least privilege. So we want to make sure that we will give as minimum as a privilege we can give to the user to do the job. So for that, we have something, we call it a role. So let's go back to the default space first, and we go all the way down to the management. Click here on the menu, go all the way to the management. So we have, where is it? In security, you will find the roles. You click on the roles. So by default, we have some default roles. You can check them. If we want to create, we click create a new role. So we give, let's say, security, let's say level 1 analyst or something, level 1. So we will give them for the cluster. Also, the thing that I want to mention about the role based access control. So we can control the cluster privilege, cluster privileges, index or indices privileges, and also inside the index we can also control like fields. Like if we have a sensitive fields, let's say the email or the address or the phone number or whatever, we want also not all the users can access to it. Also, we can specify who can access to this field. And the last thing in the role, it's is the features or the features in the Kibana. We will see it now. So we have a list of the action here. So we give, you can read about them and see whatever you want, or you choose one or more. So it's depend on the user. It's depend what you want to give them as the privileges. So run as users. We will keep it now empty. We will add the user later and add it here to the privileges. For the index, you can specify which index this user can see, and if you want to give access to all the indices, you can give it like, or you can add a wildcard or star. It will give access to all the indices. For the privileges as well, you can just read or write or create or modify, or you can give all the access. This is the thing that I have mentioned. You can also specify which field this user can see in this index. So if you have, as I said, a specific field that contains sensitive data or private information that you don't want to share it with everyone, so you can also come here and you choose the field. By default, Elasticsearch or Kibana will give you the fields you can choose, and also you will give the options here. All right. We will keep it for now for as default. You can add as much privileges as you want. For the Kibana, so we have this user. We want to attach it to specific um, Kibana space. So we can come here, and from the first thing we can do is choosing which space this user can use, or not this user, it's a role. We did not create the user yet. So we come here. So since it's security analyst, we will go with security team space. And as you can see here, we can give all the access to this space, or we can just give it as a read, or we can customize it. So in customize, you can select the feature, and also you can give a different permission. So if you don't want him to get any access, choose none. If you want him just to read, you can also here choose read, or if you want to give all the accesses, also you can give all the accesses. For now, let's give read, and also we have here more options to specify more the privilege that we want to give to this role as access to this specific space. I hope it's clear. So let's add this role to this or add this space to this role, and let's create the role now. All right, so we'll check. So this is our role now. If we want to create our user, now by default we have only one user. We can use it. We need the users, like for the users who gonna use the Kibana space, and also we will see it in the next videos. Like we need to create also users for the beats, or for the Elastic agents, or for Logstash to authenticate to into Elasticsearch and send the data. So creating by hit creating the new user, analyst, I don't know, one, and we give a password. Okay, and here we choose the role. So we can type and search for our role. Here we have our role. We can give one privilege or one role or more, and once it's done, you hit create. There we go. So now we have created so far spaces, we have creator role, and we have creator user. So to change the space, you can just come here and change the space. Now if you want to change or to authenticate as this user and try what this user have as the privileges, we can come here, log out from our session now. If we want to log in again, so this is the name and this is the password. Second, let me remove the spaces. Okay, so here we go. We authenticate as this user, and as you can see now, we have only access to we have only access for one space, and this space is the security team space, and we specify for the analytics level 1, for example, to see only analytics feature or application inside Kibana, and the features are only discover and dashboard. I hope you enjoy the video and learn something new. Let me know if you face any issues in the comment section, and we'll see you in the next video.